What's up, guys? Back for another update. I don't know who was on the who saw the live of yesterday, but what's up, guys? Back for another Jesus. I don't know who was present yesterday and the days before, but we actually covered the most important coins, or let's say the biggest coins that everyone or the majority holds anyway. So we will wait another 2 minutes before I start. It will be a quick update, I would say 20 to 30 minutes if everything is going well. So let's see. Share the video, bring some people on here so we can all learn together. And I'm quite sure if you bring people here, they will be mind blown. So let's do this. What's up, bro? How are you doing? Yeah, man. I saw that. We will go over that. I just wanted to start with the dollar index because this is also the analyze we did last time. I think it was the 4th or the 5th. I don't actually remember which day it was. But yeah, I think it's a lot clearer now. The opportunity is not far away, so let's see what it does. But here, especially here, I believe we are in overboard territory because of this whole move here without really getting some type of correction, let's say it like that. So not often the market responds in a way like this, so this is more like a parabola. And I believe there will be a moment coming very soon where we could see the dollar correcting, and we will see, if that happens, we will see a reversal also in the stock market and in the crypto markets. So in this case, so here is the target of the sequence. As you can see, let's see what Crypto Bubble website tells us. I like this website because yeah, it's beautiful how it pops up and it brings out all the coins that performed and didn't perform that all today. So coins like this one I never heard of. But yeah, Casper right in the middle, 4% up. 1 inch 6.7%, XTC 2.4%, HBAR 2.5%, GMT 3.1%. I don't know actually where to go with the GMT coin. I mean, it's interesting because everyone is walking and everyone can in some way or another earn because they download the app and get the verification code to have access to the platform. So I really don't know why people would invest real money in such a thing, rather just like walk as you walk every day and just generate something, buy a better NFT to generate even more on the distance you do per day. So this is, in my opinion, a great pump has already happened, but I can't really say what projects like this look like in the future. So yeah, now it's important that the selling zone here rejects the price to the downside. What is interesting is the longer we are in this range, the closer the trend line comes. So maybe we will see a push higher here and some type of consolidation, and hopefully we can get this break here, because then the chance is even higher that we're gonna meet this low again, and if we break this, we would have some kind of nice correction which would give extreme power to the stock market and crypto market. Just alone by, without even taking it too far, we have a trend line that we actually would need to touch somehow to really reaccumulate power to then even push higher. So in this move here, the move here where actually the whole stock market crashed in 2020 for the pandemic. This is where Bitcoin had its run. So now, since we are in the bear market, the dollar printed a lot of candles to the upside and actually gained a lot in value in such a quick time. So this was mid 2021. So we almost printed on the currency index a 30% move in, let's say, a year, a little bit more than a year, but this is actually crazy. So I believe that it could be some type of ending for the dollar to push unreasonably high without correcting, without doing something to reaccumulate power. So all this is actually people exiting the stock markets, the interest rates, the fear. So I think the US, their plan was just to buy some time with that. So what they did is actually they pushed their currency higher. So in the next move to the downside, the price would look stabilized because we would have this zone here, and they could actually now from here down to here have a relief bounce in the stock market and everything, because I believe now we have there is the elections that are coming in a few and stuff, and I think all the major players, politics and congresses, are still in the market. So I would not say that we start a depression right now, but I'm most likely convinced that we already saw like 2/3 of the recession, but I could be wrong. But in my opinion, if some crazy depression or recession or dump happens in the stock market, like they say the biggest depression in the history of mankind, I don't believe this will be in a time where everyone screams a depression, or there will be a depression, sell everything and stuff, because I know that media is used to project fear. So in my opinion, there is maybe a chance that it is the complete opposite. So people are now in fear, and they don't want to buy stocks, they don't want to buy crypto, they don't want to buy some other financial products, just because they think that a depression or recession is just starting. But I believe we are almost at the end of the recession. So I say this because I don't see a reason, if they want to implement a new system, to take this on for very long, because there are now a lot of different other possibilities to make this right, and rising interest rates to the infinity and restarting actually the same process over and over again, so like they do since 20, 30, 50 years. So I mean, a big shift is coming very soon, until let's say 2025, 2026, and I believe it's now we need to position ourselves, even if we are the first movers, let's say we are the first people reinvesting or coming into the market now where everybody is fearful. So this is on a long-term basis often the best moment you can enter a market. So what we would need to see is this zone or the high rejecting the price back down. If this happens, or as you see, Bitcoin got a little pump when we came down to here, and now where we rose, we just had actually the dump today that was not as significant as I thought it would be. So that's a good point, because if the dollar rises and the Bitcoin stays, or the crypto stays stable, this is most of the time a good signal. So if the dollar even rises more and Bitcoin stays where it is right now, so it stays stable, and the dollar gets a reversal, it could mean that we get a short squeeze in Bitcoin and start to pump again. We had also today this rejection in gold, which we had also in the Bitcoin chart. This was this candle here. So if you go into the Bitcoin chart or Ethereum, you actually have the same candle here. So that dump was not due to the crypto markets, but more because of the conventional markets. And last time, I don't know, I think it was yesterday, we actually, I told you that this would be the next buying zone if we can't break this price, if we can't break this zone here. So we didn't broke the zone, which is actually, even in my opinion, it's better that we got this correction, because we can accumulate more power, just because a lot of sellers at this point are now either in profit, taking profit, or they got squeezed out. So the majority of sellers are happy right now. There was not a lot of buyers because we were at a resistance. So now the buyers think that it is a better price to buy, obviously. So now we need to see if the sellers are taking profit or starting to believe that there could be a reversal incoming. So this for me, and you can see the 100-day moving average, are quite in confluence. For right now, we couldn't really break the zone. So as long as we stay in this range, this setup could work. Otherwise, if we break the zone, it could be because we have actually an extension target right down here. I could make it red. So we have an extension target at 19,269. And this could also mean that maybe the floor here will not hold, but we have a last one, let's say at 19,270. Because once we break that and we don't get a quick reversal to the upside, this could mean that we're actually gonna try to retest this box here between 19 and 18.4. So, but for me, I'm more or less confident that that the zone here will hold. So we will see tomorrow, or even during the night, what will happen here. At my place, it's almost 8 p.m. So it's starting to be in the evening, and maybe when I'm sleeping, we will see some type of volatility once the Tokyo session opens and the Asian markets are waking up, because they think, okay, yesterday we were at 20,000, and they were not sure. Maybe we will not break, and if we buy now we get screwed, so maybe we wait until we get a rejection to buy in cheaper. And you can also see it if you take a resistance line, you take the candle and the body of the next low, you can actually see that we exactly touched this trend line and got some type of rejection. So these are the 3 points. We need to hold the trend line, the box, or worst case, this 19. This is actually the sequence target of this formation. So this formation has potentially power to come down, to bring the price back down to 270. So that was for Bitcoin. If we manage to hold this, then I believe we could see a pump where our first target would be 20,680, and once we manage to break the trend line, next target would be 21,866. Then we have another sequence also coming from the bottom with almost the same targets, okay? So it doesn't change a lot. That's why I'm just showing you that the prices don't really change a lot, no matter from where you take them. And then we have a bigger pattern. Let's go into another chart. Then we would have a longer term target of 32k. Why? This starts to get interesting and activated once we break this 24k, 25k. So this is for a longer term. But just to say that a reversal here in the price, breaking this high of 22,500 would change back the whole game, because we would retest these highs, and once we break these highs we could get a squeeze to 30k. This is the upside. The downside is if we can't manage to break the trend line, and we can't manage to break the 22,500 to 22,800, I believe the next squeeze down in a very quick sharp move will bring us at least here to 14k, okay? So it's actually very simple right now. For me, it's as dangerous to put a short than a long, because at the end of the day you will not know what it does in this range here. So what is really important is that we break this trend line or break these lows. So you could even short this once we break the floor, retest it, and then come down, or we break the trend line and start to break this floor here. So once we break the trend line, could be worth it to try to engage in the move. And once we break this high here, I believe personally, it depends on the structure of the bottom, but this could mean that once we break this with significant momentum, that we could maybe have a sideways action here for some time and then push through, or maybe even push directly through, depends on the volume and the momentum. But for now, what I would look at is the trend line and the bottom here. Ethereum quite same, but in the Ethereum price we already made a higher low, so we are not here in the bottom range. So in this case, if you measure it, this is actually the buying zone. Okay, this is why the box is there. So can we manage to break this trend line, which is a trend line from, let's say, the bull market top, and we touched it 3, 4, yeah, let's say 4 to 5 times, and hits the same thing. Can we break? Can we get the squeeze to the upside and break this high here? This would mean that actually a sequence is always activated after it breaks the A point. You have always the 0, the A, the B, and this extension C. This is why I use this, because I see market in impulses, in sequences, okay? So when I say BC correction, it means that we actually broke A and have now a BC correction with a new buying zone. And this BC correction is another opportunity to buy for the break to hit the target, okay? And actually, if you have a BC, once it breaks, the setup is invalid, okay? Then it is invalid. Once we break the zone, the buying zone, then we come back down to the other lows. Come on. So what is important for now is, first of all, break these two trends, which are quite at the same position, so we could focus just on one. So right now the question is, how long will we range in this zone, or will we come back down to the floor? This depends also on Bitcoin, it depends on the dollar. So if you see some type of reversal in the dollar chart, I would strongly believe that we get some type of volatile squeeze here to the upside. But because people are fearful right now, because we are so low in the markets and the majority of people are still in big losses, we need really to have some kind of significant event, like the dollar reversing or something else, okay? Or some other crypto taking the lead whatsoever. But we need to see this box here to hold the price in it. And the more we stay in this zone, the nearer we come to the trend line and the easier it will be to break it. But I would not be happy or be too happy before we break actually this high here, okay? Once we break the high, this would mean actually this is a significant selling zone where there will be a lot of sell pressure to break it, but once we break it, there's a chance of 70 to 75% that we meet this target. Or we can see a BC correction, so we get a quick squeeze over the high and then come back down, start to range and then pump, okay? This is the bullish scenario. The bearish scenario would be the opposite. So we have the same formation than in Bitcoin. So you have a 0, you have an A, you have a B, and you have the BC. So let's say the price doesn't manage to break these two resistance zones. Then you could see Ethereum, if we come up to these zones here and we get rejected, this could mean that we would have it could fall down, or it most certainly will fall down back to 800. Okay. I will never give you one way or one direction setup, because this is not how trading works, no matter what other people say. My experience told me that it's actually most of the time almost impossible to predict a move, one single probability, because you need to really have a beautiful structure plus fundamental support so that you can have the odds on your side. But in the majority of the time, you will not actually, or you cannot really predict the next move. So we take probabilities. We know we are still on the bear side of the trend. So as long as we cannot break it, nothing changes. But I believe we are at a significant price where people should start re-enter again, even if it's just a small percentage of what they want to invest back in. Because you never know what the people who are in charge or in control have in their minds. Because like I said before, we have a recession for over a year now. And now people start to scream that the recession is coming, or that we just entered a recession and stuff. And I believe this is a lot of clickbait. This is a lot to get views on people's fears. So I believe we could see a quick pump. Even imagine we squeeze up and we break this high. We can come to this zone and crack down back again for another rise, another retest of these lows. Okay, so it doesn't mean when we break this that we immediately shoot to all-time highs or go full bull mode again. But the longer we can stay in this zone or break these prices, the odds will be better for us bulls. This just a chart just shows you the sentiment, the price action, if people believe, if there is big momentum coming, you can really see in a chart before something happens. But even if the odds are on your side, it could be something manipulated to make you think that something happens and the opposite happens. So you always, no matter how sure you are about a move or a future price action, you always need to consider both sides. Okay. So when you are wrong, you can cut losses early and capitalize on the move you didn't expect it. So this is very important. If you're a long-term investor, this is different. You just buy, you dollar cost average, you wait, you dollar cost average, you wait, you dollar cost average, you take profits. But if you are a day trader or even intraday trader or scalp trader, this is very important to understand. And if you can use it in a 1 minute time frame, you can use it in a 15-minute time frame, so you can also use it in a 1 month time frame. There's just more time passing between the decisions you make. So it are just fractals in different time zones, but it is always the same. So let's see what. Oh, beautiful. Yes, sir. This is fantastic. Ha. So now we need to break just the last high here. Let's see the most. Yeah, we will see another other strong resistances coming in, but as you can see, XRP is the only one moving, so something is happening. Like, people say, yeah, there is no catalyst, there is no this, no that, but fine. At the end, you don't even know if you know the truth or not, if you know what's happening and if they tell you about it. Because imagine the lawsuit ends. People say, yeah, when we have clarity, we will get the pump and stuff. But don't forget that the pump will come, like, let's say, 1/3 or 50% of the pump will already be over once the news comes out. So this is very important. It makes no sense to push a price after a news comes out. Often a news is a catalyst of something that happened to make people realize it, and then the opposite happens. Because all the people speculating on the news made money and start to sell their position. Then you have all the sellers that were positioned at a certain place. So this is why often they say, buy the rumor, sell the news. Because the news never comes out before something happens. It comes out after something happened. And this is why the charts give you an idea. Like, let's say, if we see XRP now over the night, see making new highs, you can be sure that tomorrow something fundamental is going to be announced. So this is why I put technical analysis before fundamental analysis, but both are very important. But if I would choose technical analysis or fundamental analysis, I would try to get good in technical analysis, because you can predict moves without a catalyst. My educator always told me that a news is an enforcement of a price action. So what the move you will see today is actually a reinforcement of the news you will see tomorrow. The news you will see tomorrow is actually a reinforcement of the price action you saw today. So this is what confuses people a lot, but this is the truth, okay? Like, you will not see, XRP is going to be used for on-demand liquidity for all central banks in the world, and will do all this great stuff, and then you see the price shooting. And everyone can capitalize on it, even if they didn't believe in it for years and years and years and shitted on their faces. So I believe we will see a rise a good time before the official announcement is coming out. This is what I believe. I don't say we're gonna get the news, but I tell you that there will be some kind of pump before the news. And as you see, a lot of cryptos did not yet do these moves. So let's say, just from the box Bitcoin is right now, if it would print a move like XRP to its current high at, it was 65%. Look, if we print a move on Bitcoin of 65%, where this would lead us from the buying zone, the same thing, 65% move. Imagine that, $33,000, okay? So this is how severe XRP pumped. So they already took the opportunity from a lot of people to buy it 50% cheaper, okay? So now, because the price pumped, and 1 or 2 days after they started to tell that Ripple had a significant win against the SEC and stuff, so the moves come before the news, okay? And this is very important. So what could we... Guys, this is beautiful. It pumps as we speak, so we need to, this is very beautiful. Because this is a daily candle, this is the daily close of the 23rd September, and since then we didn't reach these prices again. So if we can manage to close in 5 hours or 6 hours above this yellow line, this could mean that we could get a significant pump at least to 55.8 cents, or even to the next resistance, let's say at 59 cents, 60 cents. This starts to excite to make me excited, guys. This is beautiful. So let's go quick over Casper, because yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful pattern. We predicted the move and we still not broke this one. If we break it, we will see a beautiful pump to the upside. Okay, so at least 5 cents, 5.2 cents. It didn't happen yet, so don't be afraid if we come back down to retest the zone and then accumulate power to get to these 5 cents, okay? Then we had Alliance block. Yesterday, this is the analyze of yesterday, and I told you that there is some kind of resistance coming in at this zone. As you can see, we didn't manage to close the daily above the zone, which means that there was quite significant resistance. So now I believe there is a possibility that we need to get some space to reaccumulate buy power to break the zone. But it looks good, okay? It looks very good. It needs to hold the momentum, the volume, and then I'm quite confident that maybe we come back to these zones here and then push higher. So people that like the project and didn't invest it in, I would suggest you to wait for this or this zone, okay? Between 5 and 4.5 cents. Because if you enter now and it drops back to this zone, you will be 20% in loss just because you didn't want it to wait. So I would prefer to enter on a retest and have, let's say, these 10% more less banked. But if I enter here, I can actually close once we just break back down. But if it squeezes, I make my money, okay? So that's what we are all looking for, okay? And then we have here the 100-day moving average. I use mostly the 200-day, but yesterday I changed it, I don't know why. But you can see also here that it is in confluence with our buying zone. So it is strongly probable that we're gonna meet this zone again, but it doesn't mean that we will. But there is a high probability that we will. So I would be focused on these price levels, okay? As long as we don't break them to the downside or break, let's say, the 4 cent 6.2, everything is fine, okay? So I would say this was already good for today. I will wait now 2 minutes if there is someone that wants a chart, a personal analyze for a chart, because this is the purpose of the lives, so people can give me their favorite coins and I can show them what is currently happening. So send me something in the chat if you want me to make a quick analyze. It will take me 1 to 5 minutes, depends on if I explain or not. So let's do it. Okay, I believe we will see a breakthrough here, so maybe we will retest, we will go test the 113. Okay. XRP BTC, XRP Ethereum. This is already quite a significant move. Jesus, 12% against Ethereum just today, and this was, oops, 12% on Bitcoin. So that's amazing. It's beautiful. What is happening, guys? What is happening here? Beautiful. I'm getting excited. Guys, I'm thinking about opening a Discord channel so that I can announce when I go live and we can chat, and maybe you can tell me which time is the best for me to go live. Because if I hold these videos at a maximum of 1 hour time, it's okay for me. I will find my time to come 1 hour on the live, so that's perfect. But yeah, now we broke this zone, which is beautiful. We broke this pattern, so now the sequence is active, and we have a new potential target of 58 cents for XRP, short term. Once we break this floor, so if we come here and we touch this and we break this to the downside, I believe we are going to correct this move here to then accumulate power for the next run. Okay. But you know, sometimes XRP prints moves, you just think, what the fuck is happening? So if we squeeze right through, would be beautiful. I don't say no. So let's see. Otherwise, I wish you a beautiful evening. If there is something, reach out in the comments down below. Subscribe and click on the notification bell so you get a notice